Yeah. So first off, just want to thank all the subscribers. Appreciate you guys for fucking with me. It's Thursday, so we're gonna do that train track Thursday. And today marks the 17th year that my boy passed away. Rest in peace, Jonathan Drugsy Armenta. So I don't want to make it all somber. I want to talk about the good times and why everybody loved this cat. Everybody loved Drugsy, man. Well, all of his homeboys. If you didn't get along with them, yeah, you probably weren't gonna love him because he's a fucking G. You know what I mean? But so for everybody that loved him, I'll just say this. Look, so Drugsy was short, small, even smaller frame guy. You know what I mean? He wasn't like the best boxer in the world. He wasn't the fucking he wasn't even a mean guy. Like, nah, like, but he has so much heart that everybody, all of the homies, loved and respected him. He was a staple to my side too. We grew up on the same side, the south side. And it was crazy because there were a lot of solid homies on the south side, right? I was right there, my boy Little Sinner, rest in peace. Big Violet, Little Violet, Shadow, Little Toro, Little Man, yeah, Chiquillo. You had a gang of homies right there. Little Potro. Yeah, you had a gang of homies right there on the south side, right? And it's crazy though because the one who everybody saw the most, the one who, like, almost everybody has pictures with this shit, was Drugsy. Because Drugsy was always out there, you know what I mean? Like, and everybody was just like, he was a fucking a blast to be around and shit, right? And I remember one fucking New Year's, I forgot which New Year's it was, but it was in the 90s still. One New Year's, he was on house arrest, and fucking we went to his pad and shit to chill with him. Like, fuck it, whatever, we'll chill right here with you. G, don't even trip. And fucking we brought girls over, right? So we brought girls, we're drinking, we're smoking P-Dogs and shit. And he had the way his pad was set up. Watch, I'll use this shit right here, watch. Alright, hold on. So say he's right here on his bed, right? He had like a little couch right here. And he's right here laying down. He's laid out and shit, thinking he's a Mac. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking, like a king or some shit, right? So he's in his bed laid out, like talking to some chick on the couch right here, right? So she's looking up to talk to him. He's looking down. The rest of us are all scattered out through the room and shit, right? Doing our own thing and shit, talking to the girls and shit, just like trying to fucking bullshit. And I said, fuck, I gotta take a piss. So I go to the bathroom, and I handle my business, and I'm washing my hands, and somebody just opens the door, and I just hear, she just says, what the fuck? What the fuck? And I trip it out, like, what the fuck happened to you? What are you tripping on? And she said, he fucking threw up on me. And I was like, oh, shit. And, yeah, so fucking, I guess, you know, since he was up, like, he was looking down, and I don't know if maybe his head started spinning, I don't fucking know, but he fucking threw up on her. And I went in the room to clown this fool, but he was already fucking laughing. To him, he thought it was the most fucking funniest shit. He was laughing and laughing, like, oh fuck. And I was just like, Dad, this fool's fucking, this fool's tripping, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, I would have probably been embarrassed. Like, damn, man, oh, fuck, my bad, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, can't believe I did that shit. But nah, Drugsy was just fucking, he found that shit. He would find humor in everything, for real. Like, he would laugh at everything. I remember we used to go to school. It was crazy because we went to a few schools together. So he was a little older than me. So when I went to junior high, he wasn't there. But when I went to high school, he was there. I remember I went to first school I went to was Zamora Park, and Zamora Park was an alternative school. Like, El Monte had a few alternative schools. So you had Valley Lindo. Valley Lindo is like, for everybody who got kicked out of all the schools in Monte. If you got kicked out of, I think it's called Ledesma now. If you got kicked out of even Rosemead High School, El Monte, South El Monte, Mountain View, or Arroyo, then you're gonna go to Ledesma, right? Or back then Valley Lindo. But fucking, if you couldn't make it there, like if they kicked you out of there, then you were gonna go to Zamora Park, and that's where me and Drugsy, that's the first school we went to together. So we would just chill and just laugh and shit and crack up. Well, we both ended up getting kicked out of there, and we both ended up going to the next school, which was fucking the boys club. So what they did is they made the boys club into a school, like just a classroom, right? And like that shit was a gangster ass school for real. Like that shit was so fucking crazy. Like you could do whatever you wanted. I remember, like, fuck, you get down with the homies if you wanted. You just say, hey, let's step outside. You go outside, you fucking chunk them real quick, and come back into class and nothing, right? So, like, that shit was full of fucking G's and shit. I went there, Drugsy went there, Little Desmadre, Muppet, fucking Bobby, Richie, like, a gang of homies went there. A gang of homies, Moy, gang of homies went there and shit. And fuck it, there was a teacher named Andrade, Mr. Andrade. We used to call him Chemo. And Drugsy used to fuck with him. Like, Drugsy, like I said, he found humor and everything, so he thought it was funny. Like, he'd tell him, I'll fucking bomb on you, Chemo, and kind of fucking would flex on him. And like, he would laugh. And like, you could see, like, Chemo would be scared and shit. He'd be like, calm down, Jonathan, calm down, Jonathan. And we'd fucking laugh, like, oh, you're a bitch, Chemo. And fucking, yeah, like, it was funny. Like, he used to get a crack out of that shit. Like he'd laugh, like, fucking. To him, that was the funniest shit. And we used to think it was funny, too, because it's like, come on, Chemo, this boy ain't gonna fucking do anything to you. Like, why you acting like that? Why you all scared of shit, right? So, yeah, we would trip out on that. But I ended up, Drugsy was there with me when we committed my commitment offense. Both times I got arrested. Like I said before, they let me out, and I ended up going back. Both times he was there. For a while, it was me, him, Little Sinner, and Big Sinner. Like, just chilling tight, you know what I mean? And, yeah, it was fucked up. I'm the only one out on the streets now, Big Sinner. Doing all day. Hopefully he comes home soon. But, yeah, fucking, so, it was us all the time, right? So we committed the commitment offense and shit. They only knew about me and Chiquillo, though, the victim, so they pointed us out. That's why I ended up getting busted and shit. But I went to YA. I come out. I'm not lying. I'm not fucking. I bullshit you not. The first day out there, like, I go visit a few people, and then I get to my pad, and I see a clean ass fucking Regal. I'm like, oh shit! And it's my boy Drugsy. He gained a little bit of weight though. I tripped out because he looked like a man now. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, I've been away so long, this motherfucker grew up. And yeah, he was doing it big. He was doing it. He had shit like, he had his own apartment. Like, I'm not lying. When I left, he was like he was older than me, but he was still like young. You know what I mean? And now he had his own apartment. He had a Regal. Like he was waiting for me, and he was telling me he drove a tow truck and all kinds of shit. And I would just trip out on that. Like, damn, this fool's fucking, like, he's really doing it, right? And, which way should we do? Right here? Yeah, so I would just trip out on him. And sometimes when we'd have meetings, he'd pull up to the meetings in this tow truck, waiting for the calls. And, yeah, he was a fucking fool, man. Like, Drugsy was cool as fuck. And I remember one time we were at Omaña's, right there in South del Monte, eating some burritos. And I'm broke, right? So I don't have no fucking money. So Drugsy's like, I got you, fool, don't even trip. So somebody's like, hey, whose Regal is this? And I was like, oh, fuck, fool, somebody's trying to fuck with your car. So I thought we were gonna have to fuck somebody else. Like, what's up, homie? And it's an old man, old ass fucking, like, doped out ass veterano and shit. And he's like, whose Regal is this? And Drugsy's like, it's my Regal, what's up, homie? And that was like, oh, I do body work. If you guys want, I could paint it up. And he's just saying how he paints shit, right? And he'll give us a good price and all kinds of shit. And then, but you could tell this fool's kind of full of shit, right? And he was like, yeah, don't even trip. I run the south side and this and that. I was like, well, I never heard of you, fool. And he's like, nah, you got to talk to other cats and you'll find out. And so he's real sketchy on the story, right? So I'm like, fuck this fool. I ain't gonna pay attention to this fool. This fool's fucking full of shit, right? And he tells us, hey, you guys got any feria so I could get a burrito? And Drugsy's like, you could have half of my burrito. You could have my burrito, like the rest of it, right? Drugsy only ate half. He's like, all right, gracias, homie. So that fool starts chowing down, and Drugsy's like, you say you're on the south side, but you're eating my leftover burrito. And fuck it, we just started laughing because it's like, we weren't laughing because like this fool was hungry or nothing, but like this was full of shit, you know what I mean? Like, we know you ain't running anything like that, dog. We knew it. And then Apple got kind of embarrassed and shit. But we're like, fuck it, homie, like, don't even trip. Drugsy shot him like $5. And he's like, fuck it. We jumped in the ride and we took off. And, but yeah, Drugsy was a fucking fool, man. I'm telling you, like, I miss that guy, man. I miss him like a motherfucker. Like, there was never like a dull moment with him, you know what I mean? We would always, if shit was too quiet, Drugsy would make sure that it wouldn't be quiet anymore. He'd find a way to make you laugh, and his laugh was just fucking infectious. If you heard him laugh, you wanted to laugh. Like, it was crazy. I wish I could describe it for real, but I remember it. It's crazy. It's just crazy because I remember the laugh and I could hear it. I just can't describe it, but anyone who knows him, they'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Drugsy was a heavy cat, man. Like not big and like in weight, but he was like, a lot of people loved him. A lot of people loved him. He could roll with anyone, and he would. You mean you would trip out? Sometimes you'd see him, like, you'd be at one spot and shit. Like, me and him used to like to chill a lot with Muppet, Bobby, Richie. But you'll see him right there. Like, you say you'll be chilling with Bobby and Richie and shit one day, and then the next day you'll be fucking, or not even the next day, like a few hours later, you'll be at Zamora Park and he'll be over there and shit. You'll be like, oh shit, like that fool just be everywhere. You know what I mean? And you'll bump into him constantly and shit. So yeah, so may he rest in peace. I miss my boy, and just wanted to share some words about my boy Drugsy, Jonathan Armenta. May you rest in peace, my boy. Love you. Peace.